Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. This is another episode on the SCANIA 143. So in the last episode you will have seen that we got some interior retrimming done. I'll show you the outcome of that. A little bit dark in there, but you get the gist. So we got that backboard and the roof liner done on the previous episode, and also that sunroof trim around there. Got another few bits and bobs done under the front as well. We've got the wiper mechanism and all that lot on. If you didn't see the last episode, it is the video below this one, so go and check that one out if you didn't see all this stuff happening. So to start with, on this episode we're going to be sorting out this lot under here. So we need to get these old brackets off under this boom. These are all snapped and no good, so we've had some new ones made, so we need to cut these old welds off and get our new plates welded up onto there. They are somewhere within the workshop. Can't remember where I put them, so I'm going to have to have a little dig around and find where those are. We've actually got the lads from Hydroquip coming out on Thursday. Today is Tuesday, and they are going to be replacing a lot of these hydraulic pipes. Anything we think is dodgy or needs doing, so everything basically with a blue cable tie on is going to be getting replaced. We're having new pipes put up these rams as well, and also we're going to be replacing these two pipes here, because as you can see they're pretty bad, pretty cracked and look pretty nasty, so we're going to be getting a pair of them done as well. So let's get cracking, let's get the grinder out, I'll go and find these plates, let's start chopping these brackets off and let's get the new ones installed. Right guys, so that's that bit done. We've got these old brackets ground off and we've got our new ones welded in there. I've not bothered fully seam welding these because they're not holding a lot of weight. It's only to clip up all the hydraulic pipes underneath the boom and put them back where they should be. So we've got all three of them on. One there, and one just up there. You see the old ones here was completely rotten and the bolts were snapped. There was no way they were going to accept new brackets. So that's that bit done. I also need to get these in at some point. I've had these spacers turned up on the machine. My brother's sorted us out with those. He also made us these pins at the same time, and those new brackets was all done by my brother. So these have turned out pretty well. And these go, see this, these actually go in between the body and the chassis. They slot in there nice and tight. And then we put obviously the new bolts through. The old ones had actually been loose, the bolts was loose, and these wasn't the best fit. The old ones were a little bit baggy, so we've had these made so they are now a perfect fit, so they're not sort of rattling around in between there. Tom's been doing some more work on these lockers. I'll just show you what he's been up to. Bear with us a sec. Just turn some lights on over the other side of the workshop. So Tom has been in over the weekend and he's got some primer on these lockers. He has now begun to rub it all down again, which is why you'll see patches like this. And the idea on this now, this is the final stage for this particular job. These was all primed yesterday. I'll overlay a couple of pictures here now so you can see them in full primer. And then what he's done now is guide coated them. So he's dusted these with a bit of black paint, and it'll now pull out any high spots, any low spots, and just allow us to do the fine fettling all around these edges and just make sure these are as flat as possible. Again, all around here, all around these doors has now been fine fettled. All this lower edge that was repairing is now all done. Same on this side. These have all been edged off, guide coated and flatted back. And again, it just brings out any bits like this, which was a high spot. So we've had to take a little bit more back off that just to ensure that there's not a lump in it. So you don't want to see any fillers and clumps and lumps of filler. So that is looking really, really nice now. I'll show you around these doors as well. So we're getting all these gaps as close as we can. Obviously there's seals to go on here yet, which will pull these doors out level once the seals are on. Again, around there. That one. The bits I showed you on the previous episode where I've been sharpening up these back corners. These have had another bit of a rub. So these are now on the finishing stages. The next bit we're going to be doing on these, once he's finished with the final fettling, these will be primed again and then just scuffed up ready for the final coat of paint. Inside all these lockers we are going to be doing some seam sealing. So if you remember back on the first episodes, we welded all new floors in these. I actually put over 120 foot of welding into these lockers, believe it or not. So what we're going to be doing is seam sealing all these in just to make sure they're as watertight as possible. You're always going to get a little bit of water in these and moisture, but we're going to keep out as much of that as we can. Once we've got all the seam sealer done in these lockers, we are then going to be hitting this with bed liner inside here just to make it as durable as possible. That's going to be the next stage for these lockers, is to get these all seam sealed up and then hit it all with bed liner. These have all been primed inside throughout. So, as I say guys, these are now on the finishing stages, thank God. These lockers have been the bulk of the work on this job. It's just took an absolute age to get these right. They was in a complete and utter mess. So, happy days that these are now in the finishing stages. He's also started to put some filler into this flyer. If you remember, again, we welded all new pieces into this where it was completely rotten on the bottom edges. So we're just skimming this off and making sure that is as flat as possible as well. So again guys, that's going to be it for this one. Only a short video, small update. As I said, I was going to be doing some short form content, and this is one of the short form videos. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel to follow this build. Give us a thumbs up, give us a share, and we'll see you on the next video.